When you get to know the story of Lou Holland, who refers to himself as a farm boy from Wisconsin, it's not necessarily what first comes to mind. In fact, his success in the athletic arena and in the business world would lead you to believe that he is much more than a farm boy from Union Grove who made good. A 1960 graduate and outstanding athlete of Union Grove High School, Lou went on in the early 60s to be one of the best athletes on the University of Wisconsin campus in Madison. From 1961 to 1963, Lou was a halfback on the football team, where he helped the Badgers amass a 19-9 record over those 3 seasons. A 3-year letter winner on the gridiron, Lou led the Big Ten Conference in scoring in both 1962 and 63. During his career, he rushed for 934 yards and 22 touchdowns. He also caught 9 touchdown passes and threw for 3 touchdowns. It was in the big games that Holland made a name for himself. He once had 4 touchdowns, then a school record, in a game against Illinois.
And then we came to play Northwestern, and Northwestern was number 1 in the country. They had a quarterback named Tommy Myers and a receiver Paul Flatley, great coach Ara Parsegian, and came to Madison heralded as the number 1, and we really weren't sure how good we could be. And that day Lou had a great game, had 3 touchdowns. We ended up winning and beating them 37-6.
That win propelled the Badgers to a Big Ten title and a trip to the Rose Bowl.
The Rose Bowl wasn't necessarily a given at that point in time. We had to play Minnesota the last game of the season, and we had to win that game, and it was a very intense game, as it always is. Minnesota was always the last game of the season. Very intense rivalry.
At the 1963 Rose Bowl, Wisconsin faced off against USC in a battle of the top 2 teams in the country. Holland scored on a 13-yard run in the 4th quarter that led the Badgers on a frantic comeback that fell short in Wisconsin's 42-37 loss. That Rose Bowl game, still considered by many one of the greatest bowl games in collegiate football history. Holland also competed for the Badgers track team for 2 years and was part of the Wisconsin team that won the Big Ten indoor title in 1962. Following his collegiate career, Holland played professional football with the British Columbia Lions of the Canadian Football League. He was a member of the Lions team that won the 1964 Grey Cup, the CFL's version of the Super Bowl.
That's a big deal. I mean, it's a different kind of a game. It's kind of running starts and things like that, and wider field, which I always wondered that maybe the wide field wasn't good for Louis with those little short legs he had, but he did a great job up there.
Lou received his degree in agricultural economics from UW-Madison in 1965. He went on to a 40-year career as an investment management executive and entrepreneur, where he became a giant in the investment world. He was a regular on the PBS program Wall Street Week with Louis Rukeyser.
Everybody felt that Louis Rukeyser was a very savvy individual, and for Lou to be a regular contributor on that show certainly speaks well in volumes of what he had done in the investment world.
In 2006, he was elected to the Bronco Hall of Fame at his high school alma mater and was inducted into the University of Wisconsin Athletics Hall of Fame in 2011. He was also honored in 1990 with the school's Alumni Association's Distinguished Alumni Award. Not a bad career for a farm boy from Wisconsin.
That's just not for athletics. It's for kind of a total contribution to the university, and certainly he was a contributor both from the athletics and academic side of things, and later on certainly from the business, and became a very successful and well-known alum throughout the country.
These days, Lou Holland is fighting a new battle, that of being one of millions of people dealing with Alzheimer's.